So I am starting Newton's method. So please note, this one is a widely used method, popular method. It is also known as Newton-Raphson method. I think you studied this one in mathematics classes. So this one is Newton's method or Newton-Raphson method. Okay, but we are discussing about the equation, how to solve the nonlinear equation. We are not discussing about how to solve the nonlinear system. Means if we have a number of nonlinear equations, that we are not discussing here. So please note, this one is a linear approximation. Again, this one is a linear approximation method, but we are not calling it as a linear interpolation method. Because we are not using 2 points. Okay, we are using only 1 point. Okay. So here we are using the tangent. By using the tangent to the curve, we are going to find the next iteration or next point. Okay. So say we have an initial condition x0. Say x0 is the initial condition. Okay. So corresponding to x0, definitely function, we can find the functional value f of x0. So say this red color is the x-axis and blue color is the function whose root is r, that is unknown to us. So I told you we have an initial condition x0. So this is x0. Okay. And this point, this value is f of x0. Okay. So now what we are going to do? We are going to draw a tangent through this point. Okay. So through this point we are going to draw a tangent. Okay. So draw a tangent to the point or through point x0 f of x0. So this yellow color is a tangent of this curve at point x0 comma f of x0. So what is happening? What is tangent means? At that particular point, the tangent is a straight line. So at that particular point, the slope of tangent and slope of this curve are exactly equal. That is the characteristics of tangent. That is parallel to that curve at that particular point. Means the slope of tangent and the slope of curve are exactly equal to exactly same at that particular point. So now you can see that this tangent is intersecting with the x-axis at a point, we can call it as x1. So at this particular point, the tangent is intersecting with x-axis. So that is x1. Okay. So you can see that at x1, f of x is not equal to 0. But we are forgetting about that. Okay. What we are going to do is, if you have x1, then we are going to use x1 as the new point for the next iteration. Okay. So each time we are going to replace the x value that we are going to use for finding the next value. Okay. First we have x0. By using x0 we are finding x1. Then by using x1 we are finding x0. Like that way we are going to do. Okay. So I told you a tangent is drawn through x0 comma f of x0. That is this point. So that is intersecting with x-axis. So that value is taken as x1. Okay. So I told you by using x1 we are finding x2 like that way. Okay. So now we are going to consider this yellow color, that is that tangent. So my question is, what is this value? I told you this point is f of x0. If it is f of x0, then this value is also f of x0. Am I correct? Because this is x-axis. So this value is also f of x0. Now my question is, what is this value? Can anyone say? Exactly, that is x0 minus x1. So my question is, if you are taking this angle as theta, then what is theta? So what is tan theta? I am very sorry, what is tan theta? Yes, so tan theta is equal to f of x0, right, divided by x0 minus x1. Okay. Now we are normally using this y value divided by this x value, difference in y value divided by difference in x value to calculate something else. What is that? Can you say that? Is it slope? Yes, that is slope. So this is nothing but slope S. Is it okay? So S is equal to tan theta, that is equal to f of x0 divided by x0 minus x1. So what is slope? That slope, so we are calculating the slope at this point. At this point, we are calculating slope. So that slope is nothing but f dash of x0. That is differentiation of f of x at x0. Because we are calculating slope at this point. So find the differentiation at this point. That is nothing but slope. So S is equal to tan theta, that is equal to f of x0 divided by x0 minus x1, that is equal to f dash of x0. So for remaining calculation, we are not going to use these two terms. We need these two terms only. So please note f dash of x0 is equal to f of x0 divided by x0 minus x1. Okay. So by using triangular method, we have tan theta is equal to f of x0 divided by x0 minus x1, that is nothing but slope, that is equal to f dash of x0. So by rearranging this equation, we can write x0 minus x1 is equal to f of x0 divided by f dash of x0. Again rearranging, we have x1 is equal to x0 minus f of x0 divided by f dash of x0. So what we can calculate x1 by x0, right? So if we know x0, then x1 is equal to x0 minus f of x0 divided by f dash of x0. Now once we have x1, then we can calculate x2 by using this equation. x2 is equal to x1 minus f of x1 divided by f dash of x1. So during the second iteration, we have x2 is equal to x1 minus f of x1 divided by f dash of x1. Means during the third iteration, we have x3 is equal to x2 minus f of x2 divided by f dash of x2. Like that it will go. Means during the n plus 1th iteration, we have xn plus 1 is equal to xn minus f of xn divided by f dash of xn. So please note the final equation. The Newton's equation or Newton's-Raphson equation is xn plus 1 is equal to xn minus f of xn divided by f dash of xn. If you are continuing this iteration, then after the n plus 1th iteration, we have xn plus 1, that is equal to xn minus f of xn divided by f dash of xn. Means by using the last available value of x, we are finding the new method. Okay. So the only thing is we have to find the value of f of x. We have to find the value of differentiation of that f of x. Okay. So that is Newton's method. Okay. So we can find the, so we are going to do a, we are going to solve a nonlinear equation. So here I am going to take a different nonlinear equation. So up to that false position method, we used f of x is equal to s cube plus s square minus 3x minus 3. So take it as a homework for this Newton's method. And similarly, you can take this 3x plus sin x minus e raised to x as a for the previous method. Compare that. Okay. So the question is, find the root of f of x is equal to 3x plus sin x minus e raised to x. So again, we are going to draw a tabular column here. So the iteration number, then xn, then f of xn, f dash of xn, xn plus 1. So one thing we require, what is that? Initial condition, right? So we are going to take 0 as the initial condition. Graphically, you can find if it is not given. So here we are taking 0 as the initial condition. So before looking these values, find these values and then compare with this tabular column. So what we need? Before filling this tabular column, you need to find one more function, that is f dash of x. So what is f dash of x? Please find it. What is f dash of x? So f dash of x is the derivative of f of x. So derivative of 3x is 3. What is the derivative of sin x? Yes, definitely. So plus cos x, good response, cos x, and derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x itself. So this is f dash of x. Okay. So by using calculator, find the value. What is the value of f of x? Is it minus 1? We are using 0. Xn is equal to 0, means substitute 0 to f of x for finding f of x and value. Similarly, substitute 0 to f dash of x. So if you are substituting 0, this is 3, sin x is 0, e raised to x is 1. Right? So 3 into 0 plus 0 minus 1. So value is minus 1, right? Now, what about f dash of x? This is 3. What about the cos x value? Cos x, cos 0 is 1. Then e raised to x is 1. So 3 plus 1 minus 1. So we have 3. So f of x is minus 1. F dash of x is 3. So now what we have? The new value xn plus 1 is xn. Here it is 0 minus f of x, that is minus 1, divided by f dash of x, that is 3. So 0 minus minus 1 by 3. So what is the value? 0.3333. It is continuing. So at what point we have to terminate? ഏത് പോയിന്റിലാണ് റൗണ്ട് ഓഫ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? So at that point we have to specify this number of significant digits. I ask you to use 4 significant digits for first module in last class, right? So use 4 significant digits. So it is 0.3333, 4 digits after the decimal point. So xn plus 1 is 0.3333. The second iteration, for second iteration I told you xn is equal to 0.3333. So this is the next iteration. So iteration, second iteration, I got xn equal to 0.3333. Then corresponding f of xn is minus 0.0684. F dash of xn is 2.5493. And xn plus 1 is 0.3602. So now this value will act as the next xn. So for the third iteration, 0.3602, that one is xn. So you can see that for that xn itself, the value is very small. But if you are rounding this one, actually we are asked to use 4 significant digits. So if you are using 4 significant digits, this one will be minus 0.0001. Actually we can write 6 here. We have to write it as minus 0.0001 because we are using 4 significant digits. Now f dash of xn is 2.5023. So you have xn plus 1 is equal to 0.3604. So this is a xn plus 1 value during the third iteration. Okay. So now fourth iteration, the value is xn is 0.3604. So f of xn is not written. Actually it is 0, means it is rounded to 0. That is why it is not written here. Means it is not available, means rounded to 0. Then f dash of xn is 0.8018. So the value is again 0.3604. You can say the same value. Why? Because this one is 0. If this one is 0, xn minus f of xn divided by f dash of xn, it will become xn itself. So if it is 0, actually there is no need to find this value. You can copy the previous value. That is, this value you can copy if it is 0. It will not modify the value. Okay. So please note, the method is converged here. So the root of this method is taken as, numerically taken as 0.3604. Actual root is not 0.3604. Some inaccuracy is there, but that inaccuracy is small. So this one is the value. 0.3604 is the numerical root of this method, this equation. Okay. So numerical root is equal to 0.3604. So the advantages. The main advantage is it is rapidly converging because this one is a quadratically converging method. Okay, so please note this one is a quadratically converging method. And the second thing is accuracy is also more, at least the double of the previous methods. Okay, so this one is a rapidly converging method. So in all method you can see this statement. If the initial condition is very close to the root, this one is, because if the root is far away from the, if the initial condition is far away from the root, we can't use any numerical method. That is not possible. The initial condition must be close to the root. So by using graphical method, you have to identify that position. You can't take any thing. Even if it is converging, we can compare or we can check the speed of convergence using any initial condition. Okay. So nearby the root, the Newton's method is a quadratically converging method. Then means P is equal to 2 here. Okay. Now this is more accurate compared to the previous method. Okay. Now the disadvantage is it is carrying the same disadvantage of second method. Okay. And second disadvantage, so here it is listed as the first disadvantage. For each iteration, we have to calculate two functions. In previous method, we are calculating only one function, but here we have to calculate one more function. That is, we have to find f dash of x. Then only we can substitute f dash of xn. Then only we can substitute xn into f dash of xn. Okay. So this is main disadvantage of Newton's method. One more function we have to evaluate. Means we have to evaluate two function. And second disadvantage is, in some cases, Newton's method will not converge. That is similar to second method. Okay. Iteration will continue between maxima and minima of a curve. So please note, this is a function that we use for discussing about the disadvantage of second method. So same function we are using. Say this one is the initial condition. Okay. So now how we are finding x1? By drawing a tangent through this point. So this is a tangent. So by using that tangent, x1 is the new point. Now x1 is a new point. So by using this f of x1, we have to find the new value. So draw a tangent. So that is intersecting at x2. Now we have to take x2. So if you are taking x2, in this particular case, if you are taking x2, then if you are drawing a tangent, the tangent will be like this way. Means it will not intersect with the x-axis. It will not intersect with the x-axis means at this particular point f dash of xn is 0. That is why it is not intersecting with the x-axis, because this one is a local minimum. Okay. So means it will not give this value, numerical value. Okay. That one is striking at this particular point. Okay. So that one is the disadvantage of Newton's method. Okay. So if you have a local minima and local maxima, the iterative value may lie within that local maxima and local minima. Okay. പക്ഷേ ഇവിടെ നമുക്ക് ലോക്കൽ മിനിമയിൽ സ്ട്രക്ക് ആവുകയാണ് ചെയ്തത്. ചില സമയത്ത് ഇതിന് രണ്ടിൻ്റെ ഇടയിൽ ഓസിലേറ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കും. Okay, so please note that. Okay. So that one is a disadvantage of Newton's method. So now, in previous slide, we discussed about some advantage. That one is quadratically converging. One advantage. Second advantage is that one is more accurate. Okay. So I left one advantage, that is nothing but compared to the previous method, that is bisection method, second method, false position method. The third advantage is we can use Newton's method to find the complex root also. By using the previous remaining method, we can't find complex roots. Bisection method, second method, false position methods are used to find the real roots only. But here we can find the complex root also. So that one is the biggest advantage of Newton's method, and that is why it is popular. Okay. So we can discuss about that in next class, how to solve that. That is very simple. Instead of taking a real value as initial condition, you have to take a complex value. That is the only difference. If you are taking a complex value, Newton's method will converge to a complex root. If you are taking a real value, Newton's method will convert to the real root. Okay, so in order to find the complex root, you have to take a complex initial condition. So that we can solve in the next class. Okay. Before that, I told you Newton's method have the same disadvantage of second method. Means Newton's method and second method have some similarity. Okay, within 2 minutes, I am asking 2 minutes to you. Within 2 minutes, I am discussing about that. Okay. So what is second method? This is second method. C is equal to a minus f of a into a minus b divided by f of a minus f of b. So if you are taking C is equal to xn plus 1, a equal to xn and b equal to xn minus 1. So that then we can write, so take xn plus 1 equal to C, xn equal to a, xn minus 1 equal to b. So what we can write? We can modify this equation as, so please write xn plus 1 equal to xn minus f of xn into xn minus 1 divided by f of xn minus f of xn minus 1. Okay. Am I correct? Xn plus 1 is equal to xn minus f of xn into xn minus 1 divided by f of xn minus f of xn minus 1. So I can rearrange this equation as, we can take this one, it's reciprocal. So I can write xn plus 1 equal to xn minus this f of xn divided by f of xn minus f of xn minus 1 divided by xn minus xn minus. You can see that this one is written in a this type of bracket. I don't know the name of this bracket, this type of bracket. So xn plus 1 is equal to xn minus f of xn divided by f of xn minus f of xn minus 1 divided by xn minus xn minus 1. Am I correct? So my question is, what is happening if this difference is tending to 0? What is happening if limit xn minus 1 tending to 0? What is happening? Can anyone say? What is happening if limit xn minus 1 tending to 0? If it is tending to 0, then this term will become differentiation. That is the definition of differentiation. If limit delta x tends to 0, then delta f divided by delta x will become df by dx. You studied in mathematics. So if this denominator is tending to 0, then this bracket will become df by dx. So if xn minus 1 tending to 0, then I can write xn plus 1 equal to xn minus f of xn divided by, now this denominator, df of xn divided by dx. So this is nothing but Newton's method. So that is the similarity between second method and Newton's method. But please note, Newton's method is a quadratically converging method. Second method is 1.62. P is 1.1. That difference is due to, because in second method this is finite. This is not tending to 0. This is not almost 0. That one is a finite value. But for Newton's method, this difference is almost 0. So it is smooth. This term is smooth. That is why Newton's method is quadratically converging and second method is superlinear converging method.